Hey guys, Rahul Reddy here. This is my media and image project for AP Lang. When I first heard about this project, I knew that I wanted to follow up on what I wrote about in my men's blog post. What I wrote about in my blog post is that I've really struggled with male friendships throughout the years, and the gist of it was that a lot of the time I was disappointed in my male friends because they were misogynistic or ignorant or homophobic, and what really made me upset is that I found those qualities in myself when I hung out with them. I talked to my sister about this, and she told me that I had a very interesting choice in male friends, that I often pick friends that are much more macho than others. So after discussing it with some of the people in my life, we thought it would be really interesting to do a study on my most macho friend. And so that friend is
Kevin Gill.
So, Kevin Gill. Some of you guys might know him, some of you might not. So, I'll tell you 3 important things about him. 1, he loves working out, and he's pretty darn big. 2, he loves physics, and he's really, really good at it. And 3, he loves being the center of attention, and that's pretty much why he agreed to be the subject of this video. I'll let you make your own conclusions about Kevin throughout this whole thing, but for now, let's hear about Kevin from Kevin. Kevin, we're here today because our friends thought it would be really interesting to study you and your masculinity and the way it affects the people around you. Do you consent to this video and having people talk about this?
Yes.
Cool. Alrighty, Kevin. Describe yourself with 3 words.
Okay, I would probably say curious, confident, I don't know, funny, maybe.
Alrighty.
So maybe some people would call me funny.
Read the definition of the word macho.
Okay, macho, adjective, showing aggressive pride in one's masculinity.
So, after learning the definition of the word macho, do you believe that you are macho, cocky, or confident?
I definitely can see why people would call me macho, confident, or cocky.
Why so?
Because I do like always like brag about myself, or like just I'm always like gas myself up, as you'd put it, and sometimes I'm being serious, but I think most of the time it's a joke. I think everyone's attracted to confidence, whether it's like a girl trying to get at a girl. No one's going to be attracted to someone who's not confident. And even if you're with friends, people are attracted to someone who's confident in their own skin.
How would you describe the first time you met Kevin Gill?
I honestly was kind of like intimidated, I guess, because of his height and I guess his stature and like his low voice and just the way that he kind of like asserts his dominance and presence whenever he walks into a group.
Alrighty, Joshi. So, as one of Kevin's closest friends, could you give us some examples of when you noticed his masculinity?
So, in our group, Kevin always tries to assert himself as a captain by specifically stating he is the leader of our group. So, always tries to put himself as the alpha male, even though we've told him repeatedly that we do not need him in our group for our group to function. Secondly, he's always flexing in the mirror and looking at himself. Like just the other day, we were at a diner and he had to turn to the mirror and look at himself, just give him like a good old glance. Third, whenever he interjects into our conversations, he always has to make sure everyone is listening and he has to make it known that he's speaking.
And does his masculinity affect you in any way?
It lowers my masculinity just because of how masculine he is.
Are you joking or are you giving?
I am a little serious because he is like, man, Kevin is a man. Like our friends all call him the captain because, and that's very masculine because, a masculine man would like take on a lot of the weight.
Alrighty. Yeah, how do you feel about that masculinity?
I think it's okay. I think it's good for him to try to boost his own ego because everyone needs to feel important. But sometimes it gets out of hand, like such in the case when he ripped Akashi's backpack. And I feel like when it gets to that point, then it just needs to stop.
Hello, Cami. So you have a very different perspective compared to all of the other people we're interviewing. And so as Kevin's official girlfriend, what are your thoughts on his masculinity?
Like when I see it most often.
Yeah, or how does it affect you?
Doesn't affect me. However, when we're alone, because in a relationship, the guy, I'm like he's gonna be a little more sensitive to me because I'm so important to him, like very, very important to him.
Of course.
So he's a little more sensitive with me, a little less masculine. Hey, he tries to be the most masculine in a group setting with other males to assert himself. But when he's with me alone,
Meh? Alright.
Because I'm pretty assertive too.
Wow. All right. Good for you, Cam.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, Rahul. So as Kevin's best friend, what is your perception of his masculinity, and how does it affect you?
Honestly, I think it's a joke, because if you really know Kevin, you know, he's I wouldn't say he's a soft guy, but I'd say like he's got like these different layers to him that like totally go against like the stereotype of a man's man. And you know, he's like actually a really emotional person. If you really get to talk to him, you get that from him. But honestly, I just think it's a front. I think it's a joke, and like people see him in that way because, like I said, he likes to exaggerate his masculinity, but in reality, it's not like that.
Hello, Kevin. So after watching all of the clips of what your friends had to say and what Kimmy had to say, how do you perceive your masculinity now?
I perceive it, I guess, differently because I wasn't aware of how much it affected people, but you know, that's me, you know, affecting people left and right. But I guess now I'll be more conscious of who I put that masculine macho man front on, like who's around when I do that, because I don't want to give the first impression to people who don't know me as the macho man, because if you only think there's one side to Kevin Gill, then you're definitely mistaken, because there's so many sides to me, and yeah, the masculine side, that's honestly just for humor.
So as we finish off this study with some final reflections, I thought that I would also give my own perspective on Kevin Gill's masculinity and how it affects me. One thing that hasn't really been mentioned by other people is that Kevin Gill as a man is actually someone to admire. He is incredibly intellectual, and I'm always impressed by his vast knowledge in a multitude of topics, and I'm always fascinated by the way he interacts with others and the way he forges connections. In a lot of ways, I aspire to be like him. Kevin and I had a lot of fun making this video together, and the process actually led to some great conversations about masculinity, and it brought the two of us closer together. Even though he's really annoying sometimes, I'm really lucky to have a friend like him. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed making it, and thank you for watching. Yeah. So Kevin, after watching all that stuff, are you gonna change your actions in any way?
No.
Okay.